Morning, everybody. So let's look at the Dow. And again, before we start, if you're a new visitor, please subscribe. Just push the red button and help us spread the love. Anyway, so Dow had a bit of a sell-off yesterday, and I've been expecting it for a couple of days, as you know. And I think the key things here are that trend line. Then we have tekken-sen here. Let's just make that blue so we can see it. And then at the same time, let's put Kijun-sen in. Okay, so you can see how price is stuck between Kijun-sen and tekken-sen at the moment. And nothing else has really changed. This level here, which coincides with tekken-sen, is still intact as we head into the last day of the week. Let's have a look at the daily. Okay, so most of this week I've been concerned about this wedge. Okay, now let's go from there. You can see now how we've broken out of it, but the question is it a wedge? Okay, so if I copy that top segment and move this down to here, take this away, and you'll see how these three daily candles here are exact the same as this here. So do we just have a tight bull channel? And this is what I often see with wedges, especially when we're in a fairly strong trend, is you'll see a wedge forming, and often people say it's a fake out. But this is one of the reasons why I really pay attention to the wedge unless I have a solid break and there's no chance of it being a channel. So you can see what's here. We've still got a trend line here, and I can almost guarantee you that if I copy this and I line it up with there, okay, there's nothing there, but you'll see okay, there's nothing. So normally what you'll find is if you copy the channel line like this, and you just move it across wherever price is touching, you'll find another two touches somewhere along the line. And there's one there in this middle candle, and there's another one there. So often you can see, I mean, these are algos that are trading this, and they'll be trading it with a set target and profit in mind, which will make it do this kind of thing. Anyway, for me, we've had a crossover. Okay, the cloud hasn't twisted yet, so that's nothing to write home about yet from a bullish perspective. And we're also, as you can span the brown line here, sitting inside price. We need it to break above price up into this area. Okay, and again, we were finding resistance at the cloud. Well, cloud and also the weekly Kijun-sen. So this level, the blue line here, the weekly tekken-sen, which lines up with all these levels here, is a pretty solid resistance level, and it will be. And you can see how price bounced straight off it. Okay. And when you're in a bull trend on the higher time frame, so for example, on the weekly, we're still theoretically in a bull trend. If we cross over Kijun-sen is often, sorry, not Kijun-sen, tekken-sen is often used as support, especially in a bull trend, and in a bear trend, it'll often be used as resistance. Okay, so if we drill down to the 4 hour, you'll see what I mean. So this section from here up along this green line is essentially a bull trend. Okay, and you can see how it correlates to above the cloud, cloud as green, and how we use tekken-sen as support. Okay, when we come down into Kijun-sen like this, it's normally a range, okay, until we either break below Kijun-sen or break above tekken-sen. And for me right now, I'm sort of the opinion that this wedge that's in here may not actually turn out to be a wedge at all, but may just turn out to be some profit taking that happened at the top, and we consolidate for another push up. But being Friday, you may actually see more of a sell-off today, or just go sideways as people don't want to hold their positions over the weekend. And that Brooks gap is open, so you see there's a Brooks gap here that's still open in the 4 hour. So for me, that area is a pretty interesting area to watch, because we've got the 200 EMA on the 4 hour, we've got the 4 hour tekken-sen, and we've got the weekly Kijun-sen. Okay, let's just get down to the hour. And you can see how we've had a pretty interesting reversal pattern here, straight off a major support area, which is the weekly tekken-sen. And you can also see how this flat cloud here plays a role in what price does as well. So if we just put a line there and make that green, so we know it's the cloud. And I'll take this block out. So now you can see, watching this on the hour, you would have had your first area, which would have definitely been a high probability trade to have an order in here, and your second one would have been here. So those are the two areas that you'd expect price to get to. And there's nothing really else except for a little gap here further down, and the 200 EMA. So you had quite a big area here. So even if you'd taken that and used a 100-point stop loss, that would have brought you below this area here. Okay, so you can see that's the previous high. So if I put a line in there, there's the previous high, there's a break and the retest, which was successful. So that's a level. So if you'd put a stop below that level, which would have been below this trend line, below that, you would have had a 100-point stop loss for a long. Okay. It's pretty much the way I traded, but I didn't trade the Dow yesterday. I traded the S&P. So exact same thing happened on the S&P, going down to weekly tekken-sen. In fact, it's the exact same pattern right now. And so I'm in long right over here, with basically at this stage stoppers to entry. And yeah, so that's pretty much the Dow, and I'd expect us, we're either going to range or we'll tackle this high again. But yeah, mixed signals at the moment. And I think if we just go to the 4 hour, so what we'd like to see is a break above this bar here, which will get us above tekken-sen. Okay, so if we can get above this area here, then we've got some more upside coming. If we can't get above that and we just stay in this area, we're either going to range or we'll fall on to the downside. Now, what is happening at the moment is if we just draw that line there like that, and we put this one in like this. So what is happening is we do have a bit of a triangle forming. So that just adds to my view that we need a break up or below to continue. Okay, and obviously we want price above the cloud. And you can see the cloud is pretty narrow here, so there won't be much resistance to get back above the cloud. But what we could do is just go up, down, and then sort of stay in the cloud for a bit until we carry on moving up, or I suspect we range. So I'll be watching that area for take profit. and I'll be watching, and you need to draw a line, this blue area, which is our weekly tekken-sen, to see if price holds, and then this trend line. So that's kind of what I'm looking for today. But being a Friday, probably won't trade much at all. Anyway, that's the Dow. Don't forget, if you're new, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later.